Chosen one, that karmic mother or aunt in your bloodline felt like you didn't deserve the divine inheritance flowing toward you, and their jealous heart convinced them they possessed authority to override cosmic decree. Yet every scheme they orchestrated crumbles before the universal judge whose ruling cannot be influenced, appealed, or reversed by human manipulation or family conspiracy. The blessing that was destined for you carries significance that transcends material value. Someone who truly understood your spiritual DNA made provision for your journey in ways that this family member never anticipated. This arrangement represents more than money or property. It symbolizes divine recognition of your calling and the resources necessary to fulfill your sacred assignment. The person who set this blessing aside for you possessed spiritual discernment that cut through family politics and social expectations. They recognized the light within you that others either ignored or actively tried to dim. Your divine inheritance was secured by someone who understood that God's chosen vessels require specific types of support and protection as they navigate their earthly mission. This provision was made with cosmic intentionality. Every detail was orchestrated to ensure your path would remain unobstructed, regardless of human interference. The blessing carries spiritual momentum that cannot be stopped by earthly manipulation or family conspiracy. What was decreed for you in the heavenly realms has already been ratified by authorities that operate beyond human jurisdiction. When this karmic family member discovered the extent of your inheritance, their reaction revealed the depth of their spiritual blindness. The questions that erupted from their mind: why them? What makes them so special? They don't deserve this. Exposed years of suppressed resentment and willful ignorance regarding your true nature. This moment of revelation stripped away decades of pretense and forced hidden dynamics into the light. They had spent years minimizing your gifts, dismissing your insights, and convincing herself that your natural abilities were somehow less significant than their own accomplishments. The inheritance announcement shattered these comfortable delusions and confronted them with undeniable evidence of divine favor upon your life. Their disbelief stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of how cosmic justice operates. They expected earthly rewards to follow earthly logic, seniority, conventional achievement, social positioning. The discovery that divine appointments bypass human expectations and flow directly to spiritually qualified recipients created cognitive dissonance that their limited worldview cannot resolve. The shock reverberated through their entire understanding of family hierarchy and cosmic order. Everything they believed about worthiness, deserving, and divine distribution was challenged by this single revelation. Their inability to accept divine selection exposed the poverty of their spiritual understanding and the weakness of their connection to higher wisdom. Multiple family members aligned themselves with their outrage, creating a confederacy of the spiritually displaced. Secret conversations began flowing like underground streams, carrying poison between relatives who convinced each other that your blessing represented some cosmic mistake requiring their correction. These clandestine meetings operated under the delusion that human collaboration could override divine decree. They justified their interference by creating narratives that painted you as unworthy, unstable, or somehow manipulative of the person who blessed you. Their echo chamber reinforced every toxic thought and validated every resentful impulse until their conspiracy felt righteous in their own minds. The collaboration revealed the true character of these family members. When faced with evidence of your divine favor, they chose envy over celebration, interference over acceptance, conspiracy over surrender to cosmic will. Their unity in opposition exposed the spiritual darkness that had been festering beneath surface relationships for years. They convinced themselves that family loyalty required them to protect the blessing from reaching you. This twisted logic transformed their jealousy into a crusade and their resentment into a mission. They began operating under the dangerous delusion that they possessed authority to edit divine decisions and redistribute cosmic assignments according to their own limited understanding. Desperation drove them to engage forces beyond their comprehension. They began attempting to spiritually bind your progress, curse your path, and create energetic obstacles designed to prevent your blessings from manifesting. Their spiritual ignorance led them into dangerous territories where they lacked both wisdom and protection. Some sought practitioners to work against you, while others attempted their own crude rituals, powered by nothing more than malice and delusion. They poured their energy into trying to reverse what heaven had already established, attempting to curse what God had already blessed, working to bind what divine authority had already set free. Their spiritual attacks carried the signature of amateur manipulation rather than authentic power. Every curse they attempted to send toward you bounced back with compound interest, because they were fighting against cosmic law rather than working with it. Their efforts to diminish your light only served to amplify it as protective forces rallied around your divine assignment. The energy they invested in trying to harm you began consuming them from within. Spiritual warfare launched against God's chosen vessels always returns to its source multiplied and magnified. They opened doorways in their own lives that they lacked the wisdom to close, inviting chaos and confusion into their own experience, while you remained protected by forces they could neither see nor understand. When spiritual attacks proved ineffective, they turned to earthly systems with the same arrogant assumption that human institutions could override divine appointments. Court challenges emerged based on fabricated concerns about your mental state, your worthiness, your relationship with the person who blessed you. They crafted lies with the precision of practiced manipulators, creating narratives designed to convince judges and lawyers that you posed some danger to family stability or lacked capacity to handle your inheritance responsibly. Documents were altered, communications were intercepted, addresses were changed, all in service of their desperate attempt to redirect blessings that were never meant for them. Their legal maneuvering revealed the extent of their spiritual bankruptcy. They possessed enough cunning to navigate earthly systems while remaining completely blind to cosmic realities. Every filing, every motion, every legal strategy represented another futile attempt to argue with God through human intermediaries. The irony of their situation became apparent as their legal costs began consuming resources they hoped to redirect toward themselves. Their conspiracy required constant funding, continuous coordination, and increasingly elaborate deceptions. The very effort to steal your blessing was bankrupting them spiritually, emotionally, and financially, while your inheritance remained secure under divine protection. The following is a message from Mike, founder of the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you walk through this awakening alone. Never gonna scroll past your suffering like it's just content. This isn't just a rickroll, it's a lifeline in disguise. I built the Obsidian Inner Order because too many of us have been exiled for seeing the truth. Cast out by family, gaslit by cults, haunted by gifts we didn't ask for. So now, we gather. Every week, live on Zoom. Real people, real faces. A former CFO turned psychic, a seer who escaped Mormonism, a healer who broke free of ritual abuse. And yes, the calls are recorded, so when you're on the floor, you can come back to the field. We're not a meme, we're a miracle, and we're never gonna give you up. Join the Obsidian Inner Order. Link in the description. Your heightened spiritual sensitivity detected every shift in energy, every whispered conspiracy, every attempt at manipulation long before physical evidence emerged. Dreams carried warnings. Meditation revealed their schemes, and your gut instincts screamed danger even when surface interactions appeared normal. The same spiritual gifts that they resented provided you with supernatural intelligence regarding their activities. Your ability to read energy signatures, receive prophetic downloads, and sense deception served as early warning systems that kept you steps ahead of their machinations. Every attempt they made to surprise or blindside you was detected by spiritual radar they could neither jam nor understand. Your isolation from toxic family dynamics actually created space for your authentic gifts to flourish without their negative interference. Distance from their energy allowed your natural abilities to sharpen and strengthen. The targeting you experienced served as spiritual boot camp that developed your discernment and activated dormant aspects of your divine assignment. The persecution confirmed what your spirit had always known. You operate on different frequencies than ordinary people. Your ability to perceive beyond the veil, to receive direct communication from higher realms, to manifest reality through aligned intention marked you as someone who posed a threat to those invested in maintaining spiritual mediocrity. Every curse they attempted to send toward you has now taken up residence in their own experience. Health issues that seem to appear from nowhere, financial problems that multiply despite their efforts, legal troubles that emerge from unexpected directions, all carrying the signature of returned energy. Their collaboration against you has created fractures within their own relationships. The stress of maintaining lies has poisoned their interactions with each other. Paranoia has replaced trust as they begin suspecting each other of betrayal or incompetence. The unity that once strengthened their conspiracy has dissolved into mutual recrimination and fear. Court notices arrive in their mailboxes carrying threats they never anticipated. Investigations open into their affairs from directions they never considered. The very legal systems they attempted to manipulate now scrutinize their own actions with the intensity they tried to direct toward you. Their weapons have been turned against them by forces that operate beyond human manipulation. Sleep has become elusive as their minds race with worry about consequences they cannot escape. Every phone call triggers anxiety. Every knock at the door brings dread. Every official letter carries potential disaster. The peace they attempted to steal from you has departed from their own lives permanently. While they plotted in darkness, legions of protective forces assembled around your path. Angelic intervention began operating on your behalf in ways both subtle and dramatic. Ancestral wisdom began flowing through your consciousness with increased clarity and power. Spiritual covering strengthened around you like invisible armor, deflecting every assault. Your energy field began attracting opportunities and connections that exist beyond their ability to detect or disrupt. Doors opened in unexpected places while they focused on trying to close familiar ones. Resources began flowing toward you through channels they could never monitor or control. Your spiritual magnetism intensified as you stepped more fully into your authentic power. Divine appointments began manifesting in your life with increasing frequency and significance. The right people appeared at exactly the right moments, carrying exactly the right information, offering exactly the right opportunities. Synchronicities multiplied around you like confirmation signals from cosmic headquarters. Your dreams became more vivid, your intuition sharper, your manifestation abilities more precise. The targeting you endured actually served as spiritual catalyst that activated dormant aspects of your divine DNA. Every attack strengthened your connection to source energy and expanded your capacity to channel heavenly power. The cosmic courtroom operates according to principles that transcend human understanding and exist beyond earthly manipulation. Divine justice flows from universal law rather than human interpretation. The judge presiding over your case possesses perfect knowledge of all facts, complete understanding of all motives, and absolute authority to render verdicts that cannot be appealed or overturned. Their attempts to influence earthly courts revealed their profound ignorance regarding the location of true power. While they focused on convincing human officials, the real decision had already been rendered by authorities that operate outside space and time. Their legal maneuvering resembled children playing court, while adults conducted actual business in chambers they could neither access nor comprehend. The evidence supporting your case exists in spiritual records they cannot alter or dispute. Your innocence shines forth from Akashic archives that preserve perfect documentation of every thought, every intention, every action. Their lies crumble when subjected to cosmic scrutiny that penetrates facades and exposes truth with laser precision. Universal law operates with mathematical certainty that makes their interference irrelevant. Cause and effect function according to divine algorithms that factor variables beyond human calculation. The verdict regarding your inheritance was determined by cosmic mathematics that included elements they lack wisdom to perceive or influence to alter. Evidence of your triumph manifests daily in forms both subtle and obvious. Recognition flows toward you from sources that exist beyond their sphere of influence. Opportunities multiply around you with organic momentum that no conspiracy can permanently redirect. Favor increases in your life with supernatural consistency that confirms divine backing. Your authentic spiritual power attracts alignment from unexpected directions while repelling people and situations that would dilute your purpose. The contrast between your ascending trajectory and their declining circumstances becomes more pronounced with each passing season. Their efforts to diminish you have actually served to highlight your growing significance. Resources begin accumulating around you through multiple streams they cannot monitor or control. Your spiritual magnetism draws provisions from directions they never anticipated and through methods they lack wisdom to understand. Divine supply flows toward you with the inevitability of rivers seeking the sea. The very obstacles they created to impede your progress have become stepping stones that elevated you to higher levels of authority and influence. Their resistance provided the pressure necessary to transform your spiritual gifts from potential into manifestation. Every attack strengthened muscles you never knew you possessed. This entire experience was orchestrated to reveal your true spiritual magnitude and activate dormant aspects of your divine assignment. The family persecution served as cosmic confirmation that you carry something significant enough to attract opposition from forces invested in maintaining spiritual mediocrity. Being targeted actually validated your special calling and provided undeniable evidence of your divine appointment. The intensity of their attacks corresponded directly to the magnitude of your destiny. Ordinary people do not attract such elaborate opposition because they pose no threat to existing power structures. Your confirmed gifts now carry responsibility that extends beyond personal victory into collective service. The authority you have gained through surviving this trial qualifies you to guide others who face similar persecution for their spiritual abilities. Your triumph becomes a beacon for chosen ones who endure family rejection because of their divine assignments. The victory represents more than personal vindication. It establishes precedent in the spiritual realm that divine selections cannot be overruled by human conspiracy. Your successful navigation of this challenge strengthens the cosmic framework that protects all chosen vessels from family interference. The universe selected you for this inheritance because your spiritual DNA carries frequencies necessary for planetary transformation during these accelerated times. Your family's inability to recognize your significance reflects their disconnection from cosmic intelligence that guides universal evolution. Your vindication sends shockwaves through realms both seen and unseen, announcing that divine justice operates independently of human approval or family politics. Other chosen ones observing your victory receive encouragement to trust cosmic processes even when earthly circumstances appear challenging. The inheritance you receive carries more than material blessing. It includes spiritual assignments that will impact generations beyond your current awareness. Your family's attempt to block divine distribution actually delayed global healing that flows through properly positioned chosen vessels. The cosmic gavel has fallen. The divine judge has spoken. The universal court has rendered its verdict with finality that transcends appeal or reversal. Your inheritance is secured by authorities that exist beyond human jurisdiction and operate according to principles that make earthly manipulation irrelevant. The same energy they invested in trying to harm you now accelerates your victory with compound acceleration. Their weapons transform into tools that serve your advancement. Their curses become blessings that multiply your influence. Their opposition provides the resistance necessary to launch you toward destinations they never imagined possible. Your triumph stands as eternal testimony that divine selections cannot be edited by human committees or overruled by family councils. The cosmic inheritance you receive flows with the inevitability of seasons changing and tides turning, natural forces that operate beyond human influence or control. The karmic family member who felt you didn't deserve this blessing now faces the devastating reality that their opinion was never requested, their approval was never required, and their interference was always futile. The judge they could not influence has ruled in your favor with finality that echoes through eternity. The cosmic scales have balanced with mathematical precision that leaves no room for human argument or appeal. Every ounce of energy they invested in blocking your destiny now returns as fuel for your acceleration toward purposes they never comprehended. Their spiritual bankruptcy becomes visible as resources drain from their lives with the same intensity they attempted to redirect away from yours. Watch them scramble now as their carefully constructed facades crumble under pressure they never anticipated. The confidence they possessed while plotting in secret transforms into desperation as consequences manifest faster than they can manage or control. Their unity dissolves into finger-pointing and blame as each conspirator begins protecting themselves at the expense of former allies. The same technology they used to monitor your movements now serves as evidence against them in spiritual courts that maintain perfect records. Every text message plotting your downfall, every phone call coordinating their conspiracy, every email discussing their schemes exists in cosmic archives that preserve truth with absolute accuracy. Their attempts to delete evidence prove futile when universal intelligence maintains backup systems beyond their technological reach. Your victory reverberates through bloodlines extending both backward and forward through time. Ancestral spirits, who endured similar persecution without vindication, now experience healing through your triumph. The courage you demonstrated while under siege inspires genetic memories that strengthen future generations who will face their own spiritual challenges. Children who carry your DNA will inherit enhanced spiritual protection because of boundaries you established during this cosmic trial. Your refusal to surrender divine inheritance creates precedent that fortifies family lines against future attacks, from jealous relatives who mistake their opinions for cosmic authority. The spiritual muscle you developed under pressure becomes hereditary strength that serves descendants you may never meet. The family members who opposed you inadvertently sealed their own spiritual fate while securing your family's eternal protection. Their descendants will inherit the consequences of attacking chosen vessels, while your lineage receives the benefits of standing firm against illegitimate authority. Cosmic justice operates across generations with precision that makes earthly legal systems appear primitive by comparison. Your individual victory contributes to larger cosmic movements that restructure planetary consciousness during these prophetic times. Every chosen one who successfully defends their divine assignment accelerates universal awakening that transforms reality for all beings seeking higher truth. Your triumph sends ripples through dimensions that strengthen other lightworkers facing similar opposition. The resources you inherit were always intended to serve purposes beyond personal comfort or family obligation. Your spiritual inheritance carries assignments that will impact social structures, healing modalities, and consciousness expansion projects that serve collective evolution. The karmic family member who tried to block your blessing actually attempted to delay planetary healing that flows through properly positioned chosen vessels. Your victory establishes spiritual jurisprudence that protects other targeted individuals from family persecution disguised as concern or tradition. The cosmic precedent you set strengthens divine law that shields chosen ones from relatives who mistake their limited understanding for universal wisdom. Every spiritual warrior observing your triumph receives confirmation that heaven backs those who remain faithful under pressure. The universal court has stamped your inheritance with seals that exist beyond earthly recognition or challenge. Divine signatures authorize your access to resources, opportunities, and spiritual power that no human institution can revoke or redistribute. The blessing carries cosmic momentum that transforms obstacles into acceleration and resistance into rocket fuel. Their futile attempts to challenge divine decree now serve as cautionary tales that warn others against similar spiritual arrogance. The devastation they experience becomes teaching material for future generations who might consider opposing chosen vessels or questioning cosmic appointments. Their suffering educates while your prosperity inspires. The inheritance you receive multiplies exponentially because divine mathematics includes interest calculations for delayed justice and compound blessings for faithful endurance. Every moment they delayed your access to rightful resources accumulated additional benefits that now manifest with supernatural acceleration. Their interference actually increased your total inheritance through cosmic formulas they never understood. Your name is now written in spiritual ledgers that record victories over illegitimate authority and successful defense of divine assignments. The testimony of your triumph encourages other chosen ones to stand firm when family members attempt to question their spiritual calling or redirect their heavenly resources. Your victory becomes eternal encouragement for those who follow similar paths.